Leo. Now, my name is Paul. See, I like all women of the world. If you understand what I'm saying, I want you to. Take my hand.
Welcome to the Mystic Media channel. I am your host, Rabina Rastaban, aka The Realist Astrologer. And this is part 2 of the Dark-sided Zodiac series recap. So today I'm going to be getting into the comments for the Leo video. So I was going to do 4 signs at a time like I did in the first part, but there's so many interesting comments that I want to read, so Leo is going to be given its own separate video. Maybe Virgo as well, maybe all of them. Definitely Scorpio is going to get their own video because the comments are so intense and so heated in some cases and very intriguing. So before I get into the comments for the Leo videos, I'm just going to get into a brief discussion about the Dark-sided Zodiac and just some little tidbits of information. So when it comes to astrology in these modern days and times, I always say you got to adjust for inflation. So since people have more personal freedom and free will nowadays, the dark-sided traits of each sign will be more pronounced. So why some people take my videos so hard. So basically when I talk about the Dark-sided Zodiac series, pertaining to your sun sign. However, it can also pertain to your moon sign, your rising sign, or if you have a stellium in that sign, you can still portray some of those dark-sided traits. However, when we're talking about the sun sign in particular, the sun deals with your identity and your ego. So that's why a lot of people tend to get bent out of shape because they strongly identify with their sun sign. So I just wanted to explain why some people just take it very hard. And I always say, if these videos do not apply, let it fly. But some people have a hard time doing that. I'm not just an astrologer. I'm a spiritual advisor. And it has been my mission in life to understand the human experience from a spiritual standpoint and how this relates to the meaning of life. So that's why I'm so intrigued by the dark side of the zodiac sign. And as I stated before, I've always been fascinated by the dark side of life, as well as learning about what makes dark-sided or evil-natured people tick. Now, evil is not absolute. It is a continuum. If you want more insight into the colorful spectrum of evil, you should read the book People of the Lie by M. Scott Peck. I have this book, and it's a really good book because it shows you, it gives you examples about the different degrees of evil. And a lot of times we look at evil in terms of extremes, like, you know, somebody is some type of serial killer, so thus they must be evil. But there's different ways of manifesting evil, and it can be on the most subtlest of terms. So that's what M. Scott Peck gets into with his book, People of the Lie. So in my opinion, you're either on Team Dark or Team Light. So you be your own judge and jury. Take a self-assessment. If the dark traits outweigh the light, then I'm sorry, you're dark-sided. But there's always a chance to switch teams and pitch for the light. However, most people do not change when it comes to their basic behaviors and motivations unless the person experiences a traumatic incident so severe that they are prompted to change. Usually this occurs through a hellish near-death experience. Bottom line, human nature is predictable, which is one of the reasons why I can read people so well. So like I said before, you are either on Team Light or Team Dark, never both at the same time. However, most people have, you know, some dark-sided traits. Some people might be 20% dark-sided. Some people might be 60% dark-sided. So my thing is, if you're 60% dark-sided or more, you basically are dark-sided. Rarely is someone 50-50 where, you know, they're 50% of the light, 50% of the dark. And oftentimes someone might be of the light in terms of their career or their professional life, but they might be dark-sided in terms of their relationships or their family. Now, some people aren't dark-sided. They are just not relationship-oriented. So when they enter into relationships, they might come across as dark-sided. Some of us are more liable to attract dark-sided people than others, and this relates to the aspects in the natal chart. For instance, if your Venus is in challenging aspect to Mars, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto, it is easy for you to attract dark-sided people. Usually these dark-sided traits are within you and you suppress them and project them onto others. Now, we have to admit that dark-sided people do make life more interesting, except for those dark-sided people that create a lot of havoc and harm. Life would be rather boring if everyone toed the line and did exactly what they were expected to do. Now, some of us are attracted to dark-sided people because we need to grow and learn more about ourselves. So like I said, a lot of times we attract dark-sided people because of the dark-sided energy that we have in ourselves that we suppress and project outward onto others. Some of us are attracted to dark-sided people because we have a need for adventure and are attracted to the element of danger. Some of us have a need to go to the outer limits, and dark-sided people will definitely take you there. So I'm more of that end. Through most of my relationships have been with dark-sided people, and I do recognize that I have some dark-sided traits like everybody does. When I was younger, I definitely displayed more dark-sided Sagittarian traits, and even today I struggle with some of those traits. But for the most part, I've attracted dark-sided partners, and it's mainly because I have this strong thirst for adventure as a Sagittarius, and I also have a strong need to learn about the dark side. So that's why dark-sided people have a tendency to be attracted to me, and I can enter into a relationship with a dark-sided person very easily. And I always break it down to, at the end of the day, it's all about adventure and learning experiences, which is very Sagittarian. So because I don't skydive or I don't bungee jump or I don't be going on these crazy trips around the world, I have to get my adventure from somewhere. So I tend to get it through dark-sided people. Now, sometimes we go through dark-sided phases in our lives, and sometimes this is necessary for your spiritual growth. Now, there's a spiritual group called the 5%ers. I used to ascribe to their beliefs back in the day, back in the 90s. And they had this saying that you got to go through hell to come out right. And there's a lot of truth in that, because a lot of people, they might go through a dark-sided phase, and that's basically them going through a hellish period in order to teach them some very valuable spiritual lessons. And a lot of that is deals with your karmic debt incurred from past lives. So that's just a little more information about dark-sided people and the dark-sided zodiac in general. So let's get into the comments. So the first video that I'm going to read the comments for is the dark-sided Leo female, ditch these desperate drama queens. This video received 224 likes, 34 dislikes. Ray A said, notice how all of the dark-sided female videos are way longer than the male videos. So I have an explanation for that. So I started off doing the dark-sided male videos first. And of course, when you start off doing something, you know, it's still kind of rough and, you know, you're still not like fully into the swing of things. So as you can see, as my videos progress, you'll see that they get longer and longer because I started to get more, steam, and I started to get more momentum. So that explains why a lot of the dark-sided male videos are very shorter than the females. However, females do tend to be more complicated than males. Males are very easy to figure out. They have very basic needs, and a lot of their dark-sided traits are very pronounced and very easy to see. With women, a lot of times it's very it's more subtle. Now, Diamond's Paradise said, well, no need to disrespect Leos. You straight gave them all a bad name. But I know for a fact a Leo would fuck you up. So, she must be a Leo, and Leos can be very tough acting, and they like to be aggressive and domineering. So, basically, there you go. Marie Sims replied, say that shit again. Shine Shabra replied, like what you wrote. This woman straightway labeled us. Fucked crap. Captain Nicole wrote, I have noticed that the myth surrounding Libra's constant need to be in a relationship is more attributable to Leo. Libra always has an admirer's eye candy, etc., but because they are an air sign, they never really get truly needy or clingy in an emotional way. They are also perfectly capable of being single, and they wear it well. However, a Leo without a relationship can be a very sad sight indeed. I agree. They can act out in a very desperate and obvious ways to gain the attention of someone they are interested in, and in doing that, scare people off with their intense and dramatic behavior. Also, once a Leo enters what they deem to be a serious relationship, they are ones who cut off their social circle entirely and devote all their time to only their partner and forget about their friends. Bunny wrote, I had to watch because I am a Leo female. I think we are very misunderstood and I don't need to seek attention. I have cried quite a bit wishing people wouldn't pay so much attention to me. Generally, when I walk into a room, everyone's heads turn. Oh wow, check out that Leo ego. It's not something I'm doing on purpose, and a lot of times it's just unwanted attention, especially if I'm not feeling well or want to be left alone. Aw, Bunny, that must be because your light shines so bright as the sun, and people just can't ignore it. When you enter a room, you just light it up. So Joseph Jojo said, I was interested in a Leo female, but it was too much of a power struggle. I still care for her though, just tired of the fighting. Jackie Young said, I am bossy, yes. I spend a lot, but I save as well. I am jealous, but only in love because I have been cheated on. I love the finest things in life, but I get it for myself or my friends by myself. I am very giving as well, so I don't know. I love being a Leo because we are the nicest people I know. Leos are very nice people, very nice and gregarious, very generous. I know we have a vulnerability that people tend to forget. Yes, Leos are very vulnerable. It's because of that ego. And Leos are very self-conscious. Leos are very vain, so that makes you very vulnerable. Leos are very vulnerable to criticism. Vivi stated, I'm a Leo, and I would say this describes me well. When I was young, unrefined, and not mature. I believe that for all signs, you could decide to improve your dark side and train yourself to be different. That's true, Vivi. Especially when you've heard these things about yourself for a long time and don't see these things in others, yourself. And then I responded, yes, a lot of times we do display the dark side of the signs in our younger years. People who are dark-sided just never grow out of that phase, which makes them very difficult to deal with up close and personal. Snuggle Soft wrote, the Leo women have a very masculine side to them. Shay wrote, I'm bossy and I love nice things. Not going to lie about that. I'm only jealous when I'm in love because I've been cheated on before. Butterfly 9274 wrote, Leos are crazy. Always their generosity comes at a price though. If you have a very good job or you are someone in society, they will shower you with gifts. If you are a nobody in society, they won't even invite you to their birthday party. B. Wood stated, shallow bitches, but they are low-key miserable behind closed doors. That's why their family members can't stand them. Y. Lioness wrote, Oedipus complex is what scares me. So let me explain a little bit. I talk about how the dark-sided Leo mother can cause her son to develop an Oedipus complex where he basically is so attached to her that it's almost like an inappropriate quasi kind of sexual attraction type of thing. So Y. Linus wrote, Oedipus complex is what scares me. I'll never do that to my child. And not only that, I don't favor my son over my daughter either. I do expect more from her because she's the oldest, and I try to make sure they have a very close bond as children and watch out for one another. It described me to a T when I was so much younger. It's true, most of it. But man, that hurt my feelings to hear somebody talk about us and don't really know me personally. Wow. It was so scary to hear that. And like someone said, it make you want to change your ways. Well, thanks for your honesty, Lioness. Liz Bounette said, oh my God, Oedipus complex is really common with Leo moms. My stepson is Scorpio and Leo mom. And has a Leo mom. At 14, he finally confessed to his father and that he couldn't take seeing his mom walking around their house in only her underwear. Poor kid had told her many times to put some clothes on, but she claims it shouldn't matter because she was his mom. Also, I have a 30-year-old single male friend, Cappy, that lives with his Leo mom. She's 65. Mom divorced for 10 years. They sleep often together in the same bed, snuggle, go out on dates, dinner and movies, most weekends, and text each other all day about every single detail of each other. No woman is ever right. He tells me he feels sorry for her because she's alone and doesn't have the heart to leave her alone. Whoa. So I have some viewers that are confirming what I said about that Oedipus complex. Now, of course, this is to the extreme with dark-sided Leo moms, but it can occur. Now, Patrick Clark wrote, My ex has a son who she is strangely close to. I mean, touching, inappropriate, always taking off with each other. She is 31 and he is 15. And I think they may be fucking. Damn. She is a Leo rising with Libra sun and Aquarius moon. Her sun is in Aries. Now, with that Aquarius moon, she could have perverse tendencies. So, you might be on to something, Patrick. That's deep. Ooh. Amani Ayana said, nah, a lot of this, especially towards the end, is false. LOL, do you hate Leos or something? No, I don't hate Leos at all. Actually, I get along with Leos really well. Kimberly Ulysses wrote, this is some bullshit. Leo O'Toole wrote, I'm a Cancer man, and let me tell you, I'll never ever date another Leo. Oh my fucking God, a true nightmare shaking my damn head. Nesh Love wrote, I'm speechless. You described the dark-sided Leo female to a T. I actually wanted the video to be longer, possibly going into depth with them not wanting to work, relationships, cheaters or not, and how they lie. Now, the not wanting to work part, I'm not really in agreement about. They can be lazy when they're at home, but they're very hard workers for the most part. It's just that they want to be the boss. So if they're in a position where they have to be subservient, then they may drag their feet and they may be disagreeable on the job. John Sims wrote, wow, I have definitely experienced this with a Leo, the worst women to be with, run fast. Randall Crowley wrote, sounds like my ex-wife. Delia Granados wrote, I'm a Leo, you definitely hit it on the nail. Thank you, Delia. Rosie Avila wrote, I am arrogant and vain. I am bossy, but we are not all mean. We do want attention. Yes, we do get jealous. She wrote that in all caps. Kolinga wrote, yes, yes, yes. I also work with a Leo female. It is odd that I ask my coworkers their sign. No, she's saying, is it odd that I ask my coworkers their sign? And this describes her very well. No, it's not odd that you ask your coworkers your sign. Everybody should know what their coworkers' signs are so you'll know how to deal with them. Everything you said, literally. The vain part is so because this girl wasn't blessed with the best looks, but she has large breasts and talks about them constantly. It's odd because when I found out she was a Leo, I thought, wow, she wears that well. She has a very loud, high-pitched voice, almost as annoying as the Cancer chick, needs male attention and approval 24/7. Seems like whenever I compliment her or give her attention, she becomes all giddy and overly excited. Leos are known to be like that. They love flattery. Very bossy, competitive, dramatic. She told me she was in the drama club in high school. Know it all, bad with money, LOL, always elitist, and she flirts with many guys and will tell me her sexual fantasies about them despite the fact that she's engaged and her fiance also works there. Despite all this, I do not find her as annoying as my female Cancer coworker. But wow, you really described her to a T. Thanks for confirming that, Kalinga. Dee wrote, this is my friend to a T. I picked up in all of this over the years, but you truly confirmed like no other. Everything you said are complete facts. She is dating a younger guy now, no good for her, and continues the relationship just for the attention. Wow, and every time we are around guys, she gets so upset and bossy for no reason other than she doesn't like what someone said. Very sensitive, yet she talks to people crazy. She hates her boss because he's the boss and can't take orders or criticism. You are amazing. Thank you, Dee. Evie said, even her own boss, she's quoting me, even her own boss will try to boss you around. Wow. I worked with a Leo female who does exactly this, and double wow. She's quoting me again. She'll dog you out, but she'll try to be cool with your family or your people. She'll try to stay on good terms with that because she wants to project this image that she's on good, or she's on the up and up, or she's the righteous one, or she's the one that doesn't have the problem. Oh my God, that describes my coworker 100% to a T. This woman's dark side most definitely dominates her personality, and she is very jealous of other employees who seem to outshine her. Emphasis on the word outshine. To the point, she goes around trying to sabotage other employees in order to trip them up and make herself look like she is the best employee. Also, she's a huge attention hog with a loud mouth, a drama queen. She possesses and exhibits 98% of the negative traits mentioned here, 99% of the time, which is sad because I did see some of her positive traits. Every once in a blue moon. All the other employees hate her, yet are too chicken shit to confront her about it and do anything, including the boss, who's a Pisces, who, by the way, she talks smack about behind her back. On the other hand, I have a niece who is a Leo, but who is the complete opposite of this woman, whose light side clearly dominates. So that is the comments that I found the most intriguing for the dark-sided Leo female video. Now on to the dark-sided Leo male video, Alley Cats on the Loose. This video received 162 likes, 15 dislikes. She Raves wrote, "Damn, my guy to a T, but he is coming into the light. He always apologizes. He recently dethroned himself when he quit his job and naively moved to Vegas," keyword on naively, Leo, "to play poker professionally." Leo is a sign of gambling. Needless to say, he came home broke and devastated. He is at the age now where he can see that his negative behavior only brings him drama and destruction. "I know I should have left the situation 5 years ago, but I've taken the challenge full on. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's the Scorpio in me that attracts the taboo and latches on to the negative energy. We both want better for ourselves, and I hope that we can channel positivity together." Well, good luck to you on that, She Raves. Shard Loyoya wrote, "My ex was a Leo, and boy did you reveal that clown's DNA. Every sign of the dark-sided Leo was on the money. I told him he was a narcissist. Guess what that fool said? That's not even a word." Mind you, he was a little slow. Glad I got rid of that loser now. I attracted the attention of another Leo, and I'm definitely not going there. Wow, Chandra, is your Mars in Leo or what? Iyala May said, "I was engaged to one very dark-sided Leo. I believe he was pure evil. He was abusive emotionally, mentally, verbally, and physically, an extremely controlling, manipulative liar. If those traits was not there, he would have been the perfect man." Well, that's not leaving him with much. "I most definitely dethroned him when I kicked him out with the police help. Been paranoid since that he might just pop up or contact me. He was stalking me for 4 months. Good advice on running away opposite direction. They are super scary and dangerous if you're pissed off and hurt a Leo man. If you piss off and hurt a Leo man, run, run, run." Yes, Leo men can be very aggressive, very abusive, and domineering. The dark-sided ones. Miss Mello wrote, "Childish, arrogant, selfish, swaggerjacker, copycat, know-it-all, groupies, loyal when it is beneficial to them. Basically, they suck." That got 16 likes. Wow. J High 10 Ava wrote, "Dated a Leo who was jealous of my daughter. Fucking psycho." Yes, Leos, dark-sided Leos can be jealous of anybody that is stealing their shine or attention. Nova Caffelli wrote, "They got mommy issues too." I'm starting to think all male signs got mommy issues. Like, what's up with that? Like, for real. Dark Angel wrote, "Leo men can be real charmers in the beginning of a dating situation. They are very suave and smooth at first and have an old-fashioned air about them that gives the impression that they have good intent. They definitely embellish their stories to make themselves appear better and more interesting, but after a couple of months, they drop the facade and become total assholes. They stop doing nice things for you, stop taking you anywhere, and it becomes all about what you can do for him, how he could benefit from you, so to say. In his mind, you're lucky to have him, and even if he ain't doing a damn thing, he will step out of the relationship real quick and sever contact, but will continue to quietly stalk you via social media. He is also the type of man who enjoys and expects women to chase him. I sniff out trouble early on with Leo men and try to stay away from them, although I seem to attract lots of them. I'm a Libra." Well, your Mars might be in Libra, or in Leo, or you might have some Leo energy in your chart that makes you attract them. Nuno Diamonds wrote, "If you ever do anything wrong to them, they will never let you live it down. Years later, they will still cry about that shit." Christian Lanham wrote, "I'm a Leo, but I feel like I love making people happy, and I do like everyone else. No, and I do feel like everyone doesn't have as much feelings as I do towards them. Like, it fucking sucks. I hate how my life is a fucking disaster. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. He didn't use any punctuation. He said, "I hate how my life is. I'm a fucking disaster. A joke. Why I am alive, I don't know." Oh, Christian, I'm sorry. Hopefully you could get some help. If you need a reading, you can contact me, www.rabita.com. I can help you sort things out. I can give you a natal chart reading, and it will explain everything. Zulma Z wrote, I'm an Aries and supposed to be well matched with a Leo male or Sagittarius male, but I don't let their traps trap me because I recognize their tricks up their sleeves, especially Leos. At least Sagittarius are honest, but Leos, oh boy, liars is not the right word for them. It's more like two-faced fakes. Here is the twist. Leos demand honesty but hate to look in the mirror and demand themselves honesty. Why? Because they are so self-absorbed and cheap. Luxury wrote, yes, I can relate. Had a Leo. His dark side was a beast. 13 years of waste. With a Taurus now, but I am not so sure about this new relationship. But the Leo I had, I wish I could go back and do it again. I would have told him no. He was a real fraudulent pig. He was egotistical. He was great at the silent treatment. Yes, Leos will give you the silent treatment. Communication. He was bad. He was a real womanizer till the end. Found out he had other children. Goes and parties for himself. Travel alone always. Glad I put that behind me. Glad I was able to move on. I'm okay now. Horrible people. And the women are the worst, at least for my sign. I thought I loved Leo so much. Yes, they are very abusive. I was beat with his chain just for talking to his best friend, being nice. I'm Libra. Never again. I say if you are a Libra, run from a Libra man and fast. A Libra cannot handle the pain. I think she meant Leo man. Avita wrote, they are big time whiners too. Nothing is ever good with them. Very negative. I think it's because of a lack of attention. Aki Stone Clark wrote, Leo males are childish because we are children at heart. Well, thanks for being honest, Leo. Tina Davis wrote, I know two Leo men, both beat their women and are the biggest liars. They manipulate very well. Dennis Duran wrote, I think this lady had a bad experience with a Leo. I'm a Leo and I don't have barely anything, this lady said. Well, I guess you're of the light. So, yeah, and I haven't been hurt by a Leo. Trust me, I'm cool. Blame me wrote, excellent read on the dark-sided Leo man. Just Love Music wrote, my husband exactly. Oh my God. Leo Boy wrote, I'm guessing a Leo male made you mad for you to post this long-ass video about all that. We are not cheap. Don't be fooled. We just don't like spending on someone who's not worth it. We work hard for our shit. Just think about the male lion in the wild. Usually he leaves all the hunting up to the female, and he's really lazy. So that whole thing about working hard for your shit, I don't really think so. Y'all like things to come easy for you, the dark-sided Leo ones. So when it comes to pleasing a woman, you're not going to work hard because you have this big ego and you want to be the one that is put on the pedestal. Unless you're just a player and you're all about that game and you have that romance thing to you, but usually it's not coming from a place of sincerity. Black Goddess wrote, I've dated a Leo and he was a big liar, misleader, and a straight slut. He never left his exes behind. He stayed connected with them. I was with him for almost 8 years. Finally left him. He's a very moody man, so am I. Never again. Leo men are off my list. Virgo too, blah. Evelyn Riddick wrote, you are so right. I've been married for over 27 years to this type. Rashid Garrett wrote, August 10th, I'm a Leo and I've lost a very good Virgo friend. We were just friends, but she disliked my ego ways. She used to say that all I cared about is myself. Every time she vented to me, my mind would drift off and I wouldn't remember the information. Do I regret it? No, I'm just learning about myself. And if that's selfish, then so be it. Well, I respect your honesty, Rashid. Edie wrote, so a Leo broke your heart, eh? Thanks for the video. These Leos. Keith Artist wrote, yeah, I really don't care about anything that's not about me. Well, I'm glad you're honest about that, Keith. Clarabelle wrote, you look amazing. Well, thank you, Clarabelle. Dennis Duran wrote, nope, disagree. Anna Clark wrote, spot on. Short Lady at 82 wrote, I think of Joe Jackson. I didn't know Joe Jackson was a Leo, so if he is, he fits the bill. Boo Bop wrote, a dark-sided Leo cheated on her and beat her up. Sad. So what's up with all these Leos commenting that a Leo broke my heart or did me dirty or cheated on me? No, didn't happen. I'm just real honest about the dark-sided Leo trait. So, some of you guys that were hollering about that, saying that some Leo broke my heart, I must have struck a chord within you about some of what I said in the video. So maybe you need to take it more to heart and be more accepting of constructive criticism. But that's my recap on the dark-sided Leo Zodiac videos. Hope you found this enlightening and entertaining. Next recap video will be on dark-sided Virgo. Peace and many blessings.